our next guest is a faction of the Republican Party, the Republican Liberty Caucus of Nebraska. They work within the party to help guide the party on issues that pertain to liberty and freedom, which is very fitting for an event like this, clearly. Please join me in welcoming John Tucker.
Well, good afternoon. How are we all doing today? Well, welcome to Liberty Fest. As the Vice Chair of the Republican Liberty Caucus of Nebraska, it is my privilege to represent our organization as a platinum sponsor at such a great event. It is hard to imagine that an event like this could have taken place a few years ago, but the goings-on in our political system have woken up a lot of us. We were once called the silent majority. Some thought and hoped we had gone away. Well, I'm here, like you, to remind the political powers at be that we have not gone away. And it is time for us to end our silence and raise our voices. The Republican Liberty Caucus of Nebraska is an independent organization that is chartered by the national organization called the Republican Liberty Caucus. On our parents' organization's website at rlc.org, you will find a statement of principles and positions agreed to by the members of the RLC. When asked what I would talk about today, I didn't really have an answer. What information could I provide any of you people about the subject of liberty and freedom that you don't already know? Well, one of the important principles that we hold at the RLC is the belief in the Constitution, and especially the Bill of Rights. And within the Bill of Rights, the rights given to us by the 9th and 10th Amendments. Now, in the last year or so, most of you have heard about the 10th Amendment. That's the one that says, if it's not in the document called the Constitution, that means the rights are left up to the people. That's an easy one, right? But what about that 9th Amendment? Do you know what that one says? Here's the text. The enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people. Let's repeat that. The enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage others that are retained by the people. You know what that clause means? It was our way, the people's way, to deny the federal government the ability to write, pass, and enforce laws to take away any of our natural rights and freedoms. At the time that the first 8 amendments were written, the people wanted more language and thus another amendment to make sure the government couldn't take away what was rightfully theirs. They wanted this protection to stand for the life of this country. No matter what Congress decides, if Congress passes a law that denies you of your natural rights, then that law is nullified. So do you see the difference between the 9th and 10th Amendment? The 10th Amendment tries to play catch-all, but it fails to recognize that regardless of any amendment in the Constitution or any law that gets passed, if anything in the Constitution denies you of your natural rights, then that amendment or clause is already null and void, regardless of whether it is a right reserved for the states. We hear people saying these days that they want all bills in Congress to point to which amendment in the Constitution gives them the right to pass that bill. Congress's answer is usually from Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution, where we find the general welfare and the interstate commerce clauses. It is then obvious that the 10th Amendment cannot stop laws like Obamacare, actions of the TSA, or the creation of federal offices like the Department of Education. These all fall within the interstate commerce and general welfare clauses of the Constitution. But you see, that's where the magic of the 9th Amendment comes in. It doesn't matter that laws passed by Congress are not impacted by the 10th Amendment. No. These laws may still be nullified if they deny you of your natural rights and freedoms due to the existence of the 9th Amendment. As for those terms, liberty and freedom, just what do they mean? F.A. Harper from the Mont Pelerin Society once said, "The man who knows what freedom means will find a way to live free." As we delve into these terms, we find that freedom is a state of mind. It is a sense of wholeness that someone else cannot overcome. You are free because your Creator gave you free will and the ability to live free. Liberty, however, is more of a social construct that we create and live in. We usually think of liberty as a sliding scale where our freedoms are either reduced or increased depending upon our situation with our laws. Thus, freedom is your free self, where liberty is your interaction with others acting on their own free self. Again, remember the quote, "The man who knows what freedom means will find a way to live free." Or perhaps another way to say this, a man will create real liberty when they know what true freedom means. As you continue your day here, I hope you will remember these concepts of freedom and liberty. The members of the Republican Liberty Caucus of Nebraska work every day within the Republican Party to remind party members of our liberties and freedoms. If you agree with us and want to become an active person in your local Republican Party, please see myself or anybody at the RLC table here at the Heartland Liberty Fest. Since we at the RLC come from the old school conservatism of Barry Goldwater and Ronald Reagan, I thought I'd conclude with a quote from Goldwater's first chapter of Conscience of a Conservative, which, by the way, even though it was first published in 1960, it is still relevant in our current times. In our day, order is pretty well taken care of. The delicate balance that ideally exists between freedom and order has long since tipped against freedom practically everywhere on earth. In some countries, freedom is altogether down and order holds absolute sway. In our country, the trend is less far advanced, but it is well along and gathering momentum every day. Thus, for the American conservative, there is no difficulty in identifying the day's overriding political challenge. It is to preserve and extend freedom. As he surveys the various attitudes and institutions and laws that currently prevail in America, many questions will occur to him. But the conservative's first concern will always be, are we maximizing freedom? Those are some wise words from Barry Goldwater. My name is John Tucker. I want to thank you for coming out today, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the day here at Heartland Liberty Fest. Thank you.